Let's get deep, going deep, Chad and JT.
Oh, mama. What up, Stokers of Stoke Nation? This is Chad Kroger coming in with the Going Deep with Chad and JT podcast. Guys, before we begin, I remind you once again that we are brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pubed, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dongs are looking fresh and clean, because we're in quarantine right now, but, you know, that does not mean, I'm still taking showers and I'm still grooming daily, and you should too. And also I use the damn, I forgot the name. The hedge trimmer or something for your nose.
Oh, how'd that work?
Good. Yeah, my GF was like, you got to take care of your nose. There's some hairs popping out. And I'm like, well, Manscaped delivered the tools. So I got in there.
Weed whacker.
The weed whacker. That's what it is. Thank you, Aaron. So use code GODEEPWW at manscaped.com. Here with my compadre, Jean Thomas. What up?
Boom, clap, Stokers.
And we're here with the relation guru, Strider Wilson. What up?
What up, dude? Freaking honored to be here, bros.
And we're here with our guest, host of American Ninja Warrior, actor, comedian. You're on the Today Show as well, right?
Yeah. Yes,
Today
I have been.
Yeah, Today Show host, Matt Iseman. Welcome. And host of the new show, Factorious.
The new show, Factorious. What up,
Absolutely.
guys? It's awesome to be here, man.
Yeah, it's good to have you, dude.
Stoked to have you on.
I am stoked.
You're a jack of all trades, man. Did you go to medical school at an Ivy League college?
I did. I went to Princeton undergrad, then I went to Columbia Med School, and then I quit.
Wow. What kind of, did you work in a hospital at all?
I did, yeah. I got my MD. I was doing my training at the University of Colorado in Denver. I was doing internal medicine, so I'm licensed as a general practitioner in California, but I'm useless at this point. If someone said, hey, are you gonna help during the pandemic? And I thought, if they need me, we've lost. We're done. So yeah, it's been a nice career change. Although a lot of my friends are on the front lines. If you watch ABC News, Dr. Jen Ashton is like, I grew up with her. Our dads went to med school together, and we were in med school together, and she's saving lives. And I'm doling out trivia, boys. Selling weed whackers and manscaping.
People need it. People need it.
Bro, it is. It's one of those things. Like, and I think during the pandemic, I always jokingly said, like, I left because I believe laughter is the best medicine. But right now, we don't know what's going on. But you realize how important things like this are. This podcast, how even though we're just seeing each other on screen, or like Strider was talking about beforehand, playing Call of Duty, just some connection right now, because honestly, isolation it's tough. And so, for me, it's been nice to be able to have Factorious out, or to be able to jump on Instagram and cook in the morning, or just to have some form of connection. Because I live in Hollywood, and despite being surrounded by people, it feels like we're all kind of, huddled up in our igloos, just waiting for this storm to pass. So,
do you have a quarantine crew?
I have a couple people I've seen, people who because we kind of stumbled into this, right? Like in February and March, we had hints that this was going on. So I have some people I've been seeing. I've been getting out. I'm trying to get into golf, rather than playing Tiger Woods golf on PlayStation. I just trying to get out. So I have a couple buddies who I've been getting out, and that was something that was allowed early on. I've been getting to the beach too. I see. Chad, you got some nice boards behind you.
Oh, dude,
and
yeah.
I will tell you, I don't live that far. I mean, I'm 13 miles from the beach, but you guys know in LA that can be an hour and a half. And now we're like spoiled. It's so nice to be able to get out there, get in the water, and you just these little things that we used to kind of take for granted, or thought we didn't have time for.
Yeah, I've been going to the beach almost daily since they opened. It was brutal when they were closed. I was like,
oh my God.
I had to get an assault bike.
I mean, when you get in there, you feel like, oh yeah, you forget, right? It's just kind of the ocean. It feels like it's just washing everything away. It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
How are you guys holding up?
Rock solid.
Nice,
Good,
JT.
Yeah,
I like it.
I feel good. I've been watching 80s movies, assaulting myself on the assault bike.
Which ones? Which 80s movies, bro?
I watched
That's
Tequila
my
Sunrise.
genre. Oh,
Tequila
yeah.
Sunrise last night.
Mm.
I watched Crimson Tide yesterday too, which is 90s, but
Yeah.
you know,
But it
feels
I,
80s,
I gotta shout it out. I mean, Gene Hackman.
Think about the
cast. Viggo
What's it?
Mortensen in an early role.
Oh yeah,
The
Viggo
stuff-
Mortensen.
The stuff about the horses at the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's great
Dude.
dialogue.
All right. Who was it? Was that Ridley Scott? Who did that?
Tony
Tony
Scott.
Scott.
Tony Scott. Who did Top Gun, the original?
Yeah.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
And
I bet.
That's been
About
one of
Tony
my
Scott.
complaints about this whole lockdown is that Top Gun Maverick would have
Yeah,
premiered
oh.
last
Yeah.
month, and now
Yeah.
I heard it
Mm-hmm.
was December. Then it got pushed to 2021. How dare you? How dare you keep Tom Cruise from fighting the communists or whoever the evil empire is he's battling?
It's probably the commies, dude.
Probably they were the best. I mean, other than the Nazis in the 1940s, the commies like
Yes.
Ivan Drago, Rocky IV. What a perfect villain! What a
So
perfect.
good. Red Dawn, when the commies
yeah.
come in, dude, rural America and just wreak havoc, dude. And Swayze's up in the hills as Sheen.
Crazy.
Holding
Avenge me!
yeah, the dad.
Oh God! And that was crazy because like I was in high school when that came out. I'm like, this could happen. We better be ready. I grew up in Colorado. Like, it could be go time, bros.
DEFCON 3.
Yeah, I think another
This is
high
as
school
real as
came
it gets,
and
boys.
threw piss balloons on us, but that's about it.
That's like with quarantine or like COVID, like all the doomsday preppers and stuff were like, I told you, dude. I am stoked on, I've got canned everything.
No one's coming near my house. And that's what you realize, though. You don't have to prep. You just have to have a bigger gun than the guy who did prep and go take it.
Yeah.
from them.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
well, that's what's scary too. It's like it's in LA. Like, there are no compounds here. Everything is. We're all tight. We're all neighbors.
Yeah, we're all in it together a little bit.
Yeah.
Except for Laurel
you
Canyon.
know
dude.
Quentin
Those are dudes at
Tarantino?
parties.
Quentin Tarantino wrote one of the scenes in Crimson Tide.
Did he write
Oh,
the
really?
Stallions one?
Not the Steins one, the one where the guy gets into a fight over the Silver Surfer comic. And then at the end,
Oh,
like,
dude.
Of course.
I
Yeah.
think Tarantino wrote
He's
that.
got good dialogue.
Dude, that was
Yeah.
that's one of the best parts.
What
Yeah.
was I just watched The Professional again.
Oh,
Luke
Leon,
Besson
dude.
With Leon. I watched the American remake.
Right.
But Gary Oldman in that movie, talk about like 90s acting. When he would like take the pill and crack it, he's like, bring me everyone. Who? Everyone! Just
Yeah.
spewing up scenery, but it was so good. And I mean, what's his name? Jean Reno and Natalie Portman. They were so good. That was such a, although, it was kind of like this falling in love, like, Nikita or
Lolita.
Lolita, kind of that Lolita thing, which you're like, I don't know if that in this era, maybe this movie is.
That's when creepy was art. There was like a
Creepy
huge,
was art.
there was
Well
like
said,
a
JT.
4-decade run where it was like, no, creepiness isn't creepy. It's high art. And we were all
Right.
like, yeah, for sure. If all the best minds are dedicated to explaining that, then I got to follow
I wasn't
the art.
into the relationship. I was into the killing and gunplay more
Yes.
element of it. That's why.
Yeah.
And then I watched John Wick. I was in like this,
Oh,
just the
That's
so
ass-kicking
good.
ones. And Wick really felt like an 80s movie, just done
Yeah.
in the current. The action in that was so. And I thought the best setup of a character where you see this Russian badass and he's like, whose car? Who came and punched my son? He's like, John Wick's car. And he's like, oh. And right there, this guy's scared of John Wick. I know Wick is the baddest man on the
Yeah.
planet. I love it.
Yeah.
They just set it up
Yeah.
and then start killing. And it was perfect.
Yeah.
So was it you won the Celebrity Apprentice the year that Arnold Schwarzenegger took over?
Yes, that is
I
an
see it
important
behind you.
distinction. Yeah, that is
Wow.
the invitation I got right there. It's a little washed out.
Did you say any like 80s quotes to him about his movies?
Oh, okay. So JT, so they called me, and look, I was the last ditch invite, right? I got invited because I was on NBC, I was on Ninja Warrior, and they called me like 7 days out. Usually they were casting a month, and they call and they're like, "Do you want to do this?" I'm like, "I don't know." They go, "Schwarzenegger is going to be the boss. I'm in. Because my childhood bedroom, my parents' house back in Colorado where I grew up, it's unchanged. It's the Predator poster right across from my bed. In college, I had Predator, Terminator, Commando. And so like I grew up, like there was nobody bigger than him. So the very first moment, like the first time I met him, we're in a press conference. And they're introducing the cast and he walks in and sits down and they're like, what's going to be the hardest part? And nobody's answering. And I'm the least known person there, but I'm like, well, I think it's going to be hard not to quote the governor to the governor. Hey, get to the chopper, do it. And he just goes, stone faces me. And I'm like, oh my God, I choked. And then later I find out he's just the biggest ball buster. He just nonstop busting balls. It was such a kick for me to get to do that. And then we stayed friends. So this year, my birthday's in January. He's like, hey, I have an event in Austria. I want you to come. I want you to MC this thing, and then we're going to stay for this race. So on my birthday, I'm in Austria. He brings out a cake and sings happy birthday to me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like 16-year-old me would have thought it was more likely that Russians would invade Colorado than that I would be hanging out with Schwarzenegger having him sing happy birthday to me.
Wow.
It really is like if I left Hollywood and just went and became a UPS driver, whatever it is, I would be like, it was worth it just to meet Schwarzenegger, because the dude is larger than life. And it's just all the movies and quotes. And so then I'm obviously quoting him nonstop during the show. And then in the finale, so this is 13 weeks in, and he finally comes in and I had these like little passport things as part of my final project. I hand him one. He goes, is this a passport to Mars? I'm like, Total Recall. You think you're going to quote your movie to me and not have me get it? It was, and the coolest thing is like the only person who loves Schwarzenegger more than me is him. So he was totally cool with me doing kiss ass. Him,
I get it. I'm rad.
I think I'm awesome dude. And it's so great.
We lifted with him at Gold's Gym, and he was like giving us an inspiring speech, and it's so hard not to like impersonate him, you know. And he's like, so I want you to say, I can do it. And in my mind, I was like, do not do the accent. Do not do it. I was doing a deadlift. I was like, I can do it. I was like, oh, fuck.
But how cool is that? You're working out with like the world's greatest expert on bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there talking to you. You're just like, man, that's this guy. And he just turned 73 and he's still like kicking ass. He's still
he's vibrant.
An icon.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is fun being around him.
Him in the jacuzzi, the cigar. He's like, you need the social distance.
Yeah.
I'm in the hot tub, having a stogie.
His donkey and his little pony.
His donkeys.
He's a social media giant.
Yeah, he's a genius.
It's annoying. It's like he TikToks before TikTok went away. Everything. He's just completely savy with it.
Yeah, he takes everything on.
He's probably on Call of Duty kicking ass, Strider.
Yeah, my KD ratio is about 9-1. I call
would kill
regularly.
me. No one. Oh, speaking of which, Predator, by the way, just rewatch Predator. Wow, so good.
Yeah, great.
So good.
It's supposed to be Jean-Claude Van Damme as the Predator, right? But he didn't want to be in like a suit the whole time.
Yeah, and he told us Schwarzenegger was telling a story, and I was telling him, you got to do this. They're gonna fire you, and it worked out for him. But.
Strider, do it. You got to do Predator self-destructing at the end.
That is insane. I'm gonna work on that impression now, Strider. That is one of the iconic. I love that scene. Dutch, after he self-destructs, essentially a nuclear blast, and the colonel comes in the helicopter. Like, he survived not only killing the greatest hunter in the universe, he survived a nuclear blast. And just, I love the end of that movie.
Yeah.
And the sequels all sucked.
Yeah.
Number 2 is weird with Danny Glover.
Were you like, the reason I saw it was Schwarzenegger.
Right.
You're definitely too old for this shit, Glover. Don't.
It's a weird transition.
Yeah.
You know, the Adrian Brody one's not terrible. Like the one like when they go to the Predator planet or whatever, it's not terrible.
I
like a
didn't
battle
mind it. I just felt like
Yeah.
Adrian Brody was trying too hard to be a hard ass.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Where like some people have that effortless, like, oh wow, I didn't know you could be a badass, but you are.
Dude, Gary
Hilary
Oldman
Swank or
should have been in it.
Oh yeah, Gary Oldman.
Just drilling predators, just yelling at them,
Oh my god.
belittling predators.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, Drexel against the Predator.
I mean, you got to go back and watch The Professional now just to see like how corrupt the cop is. Like, what did I kill? Did I kill someone? Did I kill your little brother? I'm sorry. Just
Yeah, he plays
mocking him as he's
everything up.
eating
Yeah.
Italian food and making it all sexual.
And then, so you hosted American. How many seasons has there been of American?
So
Ninja Warrior?
season 12 of American Ninja Warrior will be coming up. I started in season 2. On
Wow.
G4, the network G4 was where we started, which was gone and now is
Right.
resurrecting. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we now have a spin-off show, American Ninja Warrior Jr. with kids on it. It's crazy because this thing started out as a Japanese game show, one of those ones you'd watch late at night, drunk on natty lights. Going, I don't know what this is, but it's entertaining. And then they dubbed it in English. It was a hit on G4. Then they made the American version, and it was this eccentric game show, and all of a sudden it's now a sport with gyms all across. I mean, now across the world, it's gone worldwide. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Were you interested in like developing your own language for how to comment on a sport that hadn't existed?
Very good
on-
question. So I think so a lot of people have said like I played sports, played baseball in college, but broadcasting is a very specific beast where you just have to do it. And so because people understand that they know the sport. So if you're incorrect, it drives people nuts if you call out the wrong play in football, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so I think we had the advantage of that nobody knew what the fuck they were watching as we're announcing it. And then I think that we took the time to learn the obstacles that, we have the guys who are building it and talk to the athletes. So you try, but occasionally athletes will be like, oh, that's not what I was doing. You're like, you know what? It is now because that's what I said.
Yeah.
You try to do it. And so now, and that now it's like American Ninja Warrior is kind of that's my thing. That's all I got. But that started out as a joke because we would broadcast, we tape for like 8-10 hours in a day. And, it's 10 out of 10 energy, right? The whole time it's, wow, this is so amazing. And so I was blowing my voice out, and we have to, you have to do those are called ins and outs on the, when you coming up next, watch this guy. And so we're shooting those, and there are camera moves. So we had to keep doing it. I was like, guys, my voice is gone. And so I was really gravelly. And so I said it once, like, up next, I'm American Ninja Warrior. And I was kind of playing it up like, and they're like, what was that? Can you do that again? Do it more. And so then it just became like, I sound like Cookie Monster or Dikembe Mutombo.
How do you maintain that 10 out of 10 energy?
So I actually had to go see, the energy part's not as hard. I'm a pretty enthusiastic guy. And honestly, like once there are two things. Once you see athletes doing incredible things, I think it's easy to kind of react. And then the other thing is I like a camera. Like I like attention. I enjoy an audience. So I do stand-up comedy. But I had to learn my voice. I had to go to a singing coach, like someone who works with heavy metal singers and people just on how to project and preserve the voice. Because, we'd go a few days in a row. And usually by the end of the first day I was shot. And I'm like, this is untenable. And so I've over time gotten better at how I project. But yeah, I always feel like somebody's like, hey, pump the brakes. It's not that exciting. But actually, so I did do one spot. I did this thing, Evil Live. I don't know, Travis Pastrana, one of the great extreme sports guys. He recreated Evel Knievel's motorcycle jumps, 3 jumps in a night in Vegas live. So these were monster jumps on an old school bike, like a 350-pound Indian. And so he's doing it. Like this guy is risking life and limb, and you don't get a practice because you can't practice in Vegas. So this is the first time he did the jumps elsewhere on a smaller scale, but
Mhm.
And I'm like, this guy's risking his life. And somebody was like, no, you're a little loud. I'm like, what do you want? I felt like Maximus. Are you
Yeah.
not entertained? I'm sorry. I'm excited about this. And it's my
Yeah.
job to be a bit hyperbolic. I will acknowledge that.
Yeah. We learned that we did a show called Get Sent where we were like commenting on like surf clips, you know?
Yeah.
And we had to learn that because our typical energy is pretty like mellow, you know? We're
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
like,
yeah,
hey, what's
yeah.
up? What's up, dude? Like, I'm stoked, you know? But we had to learn that for the camera of just being like, what up, dudes?
Yes.
Like, holy crap, that guy just got barreled. And we did that for like, you know, 8 hours a day. And
Oh yeah,
I was
it
like,
gets it does get
Yeah.
exhausting when you're like, not everything can be 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
You'll find your rhythms, but it's you know, and I think once you've done that, it gives you an appreciation. And when you watch other announcers,
totally.
like you see it. To me, it's like the soundtrack of a movie. Where you know, if you ever watch scenes without like the music, like Top Gun, they that final fight scene, you realize how much the music programs us how to react. And I think
Right.
that's somewhat, you know, particularly on Ninja Warrior, where not now everyone kind of knows it, but initially, where I think people will gauge, oh, is this impressive or not? But these guys seem impressed, so maybe we should be impressed. I think there is
Right. You give
some
them
kind
the
of subliminal stuff.
context for how to feel
Yeah,
about.
exactly. We're not trying to manipulate them, but we're trying to say, this seems exciting to us. What do you guys think?
And there's like those
Right.
defining moments in broadcasting history where like the broadcaster perfectly match. Like, do you believe in?
Do you believe in miracles?
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're all so grateful to Al Michaels for not botching that, for just understanding.
And
what was
what's amazing,
inspiring.
God, he must have been 28 back then.
He was that young.
'Cause
Wow.
they redid they made the movie Miracle in like 2006, and they had Al recreating most of his calls. They used his actual call for "Do You Believe in Miracles?" Those final seconds, but they showed some footage of when they started the game, and there were two things. He looks like a child. He looks so young, but the other thing is he painted the most unbelievable picture. If you watch like Al Michaels' opening of the Miracle on Ice game, he just sets this scene of on a backdrop of global Armageddon on the horizon, young men fighting as warriors on the ice. You're like, there's no prompter back then. This guy just wrote this the night before or whatever and came up with it. And I'm like, that guy's good. I'll just stick to Ninja Warrior. Being like,
Yeah.
wow.
That's amazing.
Do you ever, when the cameras aren't rolling, do you ever take some time to hit the course yourself and like test it?
No, I have. I
Yeah.
have. And that's why I don't anymore, because the last 2 times I did it, I broke my foot, and this is on
no.
YouTube. It's on
Whoa.
YouTube. My foot, I was on a trampoline, and I have rheumatoid arthritis, and my bones are a little chewed up, and I hit this tramp, and my legs just buckled. I face planted in the water, and my foot snapped. And then I tried to, like, a year and a half later, I'm on the course, and I was, like, trying to do this thing on pull-ups. I'm like, I'm not pulling up. So I tried to, like, flip off of it, hit my foot on the support mats, and broke my ankle. And
Oh,
so I was
no.
like,
Oh,
and they came into the trailer because they saw me limping. They go, what happened? I go, my fault. I'm not. Don't go near the obstacles. I'm like, I won't go near the obstacles.
Yeah.
You can
that's a
tackle
very
me if I go
stand-up
near.
way to handle it, though. That's,
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it was
solid.
one of those, JT, sometimes you got to be like, I know you told me not to do it, Mom. I still did it. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they told me not to go there. But the problem is,
that's
you
my
watch
energy
these
a lot
athletes,
of the day.
You watch athletes who make it look so easy, and you think, I could do that. They make it look so easy. Then you get out there like, I might have written a check my body cash.
Yep.
What do
Yep.
you think's the most impressive thing about like the best American Ninja Warriors? Like, what do they have athletically that separates them from other
You
people?
know, the funny thing, I think that the more than a physical trait, I think they have a perseverance, where the best athletes are the ones who train 5 days a week year round. And you see them. What's so cool is all this is documented. A lot of these people will show their first times on an obstacle. They weren't naturals, most of them. They couldn't get it. They couldn't do it. And sometimes, like one of our top female athletes, Jessie Flex Lebrecht, the first time she saw a warped wall, she spent 3 hours failing till she finally got it. I would have quit after like 3 minutes. And you see the difference of these people have this extraordinary perseverance where they love the challenge, and whenever the challenge gets ratcheted up to a level they can't handle anymore, they just keep banging their heads until they break through. And then the other thing I think is also the ability to perform under pressure, because most of them aren't, they're not pro athletes. Most of them didn't play in college. Some didn't even play in high school. They don't have experience, you know, in game time situations where you've trained for a year. Here's your run. Cameras are on. You don't get any practice. You don't get to touch the obstacles till you're on them. And if you screw up, your year is done. And for a lot of them, their careers are gym owners. So if they tank it, they don't get the press. Like their business could be. So the amount of pressure that these athletes face is amazing, and that they rise to the occasion. It's incredible. And you know, then I mean, the stuff that's particularly impressive to me is like the grip strength. You know, just it's strength to weight. So much of it is these athletes. You know, some of them are 110 pounds at, you know, 160 and under usually, but they can just, you know, do pull-ups and fingertip pull-ups and to still have such flexibility and agility, because they, you know, like gymnasts know exactly what they're going to face. They know exactly the width of that balance beam. Our ninjas are like, I don't know. Let's figure it out when we're on the course.
Yeah, that grip strength seems like the toughest thing to really cultivate, because it's
They've
like
said that. They said that it takes, you know, you can build up pull-ups in a matter of months, but grip strength, they talk about years. And that's why rock climbers have such a huge advantage, that they've spent their lives doing it. And people get pumped out, and then their muscles will simply stop responding, where the will is there and they're like, I couldn't get my arm to release. And I'm just like, it's so impressive that they push themselves to the limit, to their body's absolute limit. And I mean, it's, you know, it really is, it's a goofy show that works, I think, because of the passion of our athletes, and that we really do, you know, there's never a wink in our show. There's never any point where we're like, oh, this is goof, you know, like a Wipeout or, you know, Cannonball, or even, you know, Holy Moly. I love Tessitore and Wriggle. They know.
You guys look up to your athletes. There's no.
Yes. 100%. We do. And we, you know, when someone falls, it's not like, oh, what a dope. It's like, you know what? They put themselves out there. And for so many of these people, just getting to the course, you know, whether it's, we have people with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, we have people with Parkinson's, or, you know, people who've lost a loved one recently. And, you know, as you go through things in life, you're like, I have such respect for these people who come share their story and then go out on this course knowing you might fall on the first obstacle and you might feel embarrassed, but, you know, we're never going to add to that. Because again, like there's footage of me on the course. I can't do it. So
is your stand-up that compassionate?
I think my stand-up, I'm usually the butt of the joke. And I think what guides my stand-up is, my grandma came to a lot of my early shows, and I was just like, yeah, there were certain things where I'm like, I'm not going to say this in front of my grandma. And so I love dirty comedy. I love filthy comedy. I love, you know, Rogan. I love Jim Norton and Bill Burr. I love these people who can be mean and acerbic. I just can't pull it off. I tried doing a roast once of Dennis Rodman, and I stunk. I was horrible, because every joke I was like, you know, I don't mean this. I just want to tell you, I really think you're wonderful people. I'm like, you gotta just, you know, you gotta be like, hey, slap him in the face, and we're gonna have a beer at the end. I couldn't do it. So I think, you know, I always, whenever I'm doing something, JT, I always want it to feel like, hey man, I'm throwing a party, and I want everyone to have a good time. I don't want it to feel like, hey, you come here, you're going to be the butt of the joke, but we'll all laugh. So, or dude, whatever.
We're all trying to be stoke lords who throw down ragers, and that everybody gets tilted at them and feels like they're free to be themselves and express their desires and their insecurities. Yeah.
Dude, I feel like that is like the ultimate, that's the sentence that ends a great self-help book. Want everybody to get their tilt on, man, and to deal with your vulnerabilities and insecurities. It's like, man, when you do that, that's the secret to life. I think that's what we're all, it's so funny. You spend your whole, and I think stand-up is so, it's so amazing, because you start and you start and you spend the rest of your career trying to strip away all the stuff you pretended to put on to just finally be yourself. Because I think the best stand-ups are usually the most authentic. And, you know, of course, there's Larry the Cable Guy. Some of these people are like, they're out there. But there's something about comics like Chappelle, you know, Amy Schumer. Some of these people, I think, where they just, you feel like, wow, they're really maybe an exaggerated version, but they're being themselves. And I think that's, you know, when you start out on stand-up, you're like, hey, you're trying to be like, you know, Eddie Murphy or any of these comics you grew up in. You're trying to be anybody but yourself, because it's really hard to go up there and be like, I'm trying to make you laugh. But if you don't laugh, you're not laughing at me. You're rejecting me. So I think we all kind of put these, you know, these shields on to kind of protect yourself. And I think it's really good point about entertainment, but it's, you know, obviously the secret of life is to just be vulnerable and be yourself.
Yeah, you need the bombs to just break away your walls.
And you know what's, and I think you're a lot more comfortable doing that when you feel like you have friends who are going to be like, hey, we'll bust your balls. At the end of the day, you know, we got you.
Right.
I think having that safety net, and that's what's really been cool on Ninja Warriors, to see this community that's grown up outside of the show, where these athletes they become best friends with each other. They will travel the country to see each other, travel the globe with each other. And, you know, it's about more than just tackling these obstacles. It's like they've all kind of built these lives. And it's awesome to see these people, you know, who just found this shared passion in this community that's arisen, and to see like little kids coming into it. And these, you know, people it's like you find your tribe, right? You find the people who are like, hey man, these are people like me. And I feel like I'm my best self around them. And I think, God, I was just saying that if you find someone who makes you your funniest or your happiest, fucking grab onto them. Cause that's the gold in life. Is you find those people where it's like having a 6-pack of Stella. They're a guaranteed good time. You always leave laughing and going, man, I want to hang out with them more. And I was just telling one of my best friends, Matt Rogers. I met this guy on a Hallmark show. And just immediately, I was like, this guy's going to be in my life for the rest of my life. That energy. And it's like, I feel like when we're together, I just leave with a huge smile on my face. So being a Stoke Lord. I'm going to steal that term from
Chad's
you guys,
phrase.
I love it.
Chad's
It's
phrase.
a Stoke Lord, man.
It came from the ether down to our
That's
squad.
it. You know, the best ones, they're just on loan.
Yeah.
But I
It came
love
from. Yeah, you should bring if you brought Stoke Lord to American Ninja Warrior or Factorious.
I will tell you, it will now be in there. We are just Stoke Lords up here this season. Look at these people getting their tilt on.
He was just so stoked running up that wall.
They are going deep on the course. The subtle callback.
Guys, I'm interrupting this podcast to let you know once again that we are brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pubed, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dongs are looking fresh and clean. And that was JT sneezing because his pubes are in the air because he just shaved them. Yep. And do you have a moose near the caboose that needs to be tamed? I'm talking hairy, big, and needs some support. Thankfully, our sponsor today, Manscaped, has you covered to keep the hair looking nice and trimmed and feeling fully supported. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Beluga! Did you hear that? That's your moose asking for Manscaped. What? Yeah. I mean, Manscaped is the best. They got an engineering team on the case. They gave you the Lawnmower 3.0, which has a light ceramic blade so it won't nick your sack. You can see your dong clearly. You can see it in a nice, crisp, soft light. That'll just make you really – sometimes I just keep the light on it for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, I just like the bell end. Anyways, you can get the Perfect Package 3.0, which includes the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toning Spray, both super practical, and they smell great too. Or you could get the Perfect Package Kit, 2 free gifts, the Shed Travel Bag, and the Manscaped Anti-Chafing Boxer Briefs. You get these cool boxer briefs. You can get crop cooling technology, waistband super elastic, and when your girl sees the logo, she knows you got trimmed pubes. Pair these boxer briefs with their pH balancing liquid products like the Crop Preserver, and you're ready for anything. So you need to try this out for yourself. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code GODEEP20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code GODEEP20 at manscaped.com. Always use the right tools for the job. Back to the show. Oh, man.
Did you rage a lot in college?
I think so, but probably based on like my friends who went to CU. I don't think I did as much raging as they did, but yeah, I mean, we drank. We drank, and I remember like my favorite time was usually Thursday night at about 7 p.m. We'd fire up Sega PGA Golf, and you just have like, we had Meisterbrow, and you just have like a 12-pack, and it'd be like 4 or 8 of us just playing games, listening to, Guns N' Roses and Nirvana, and just getting ready to go out and knowing, man, the whole night's in front of us. And then we got Friday and Saturday. And it was just like that Thursday night when it was like the world, everything is possible. All the fun's going to be had. Like those were the moments when you're like, I'm having fun now. And it's only going to go up. Oh, I love that. I miss those days.
Yeah,
You just fired me up.
Oh,
I'm gonna do that right now.
And I mean, like that's what sucks right now. So like all my college roommates and I, our 50th birthday is coming up, and for our 40th, we threw a party in San Francisco. Like we rented a bar, hired an 80s band, like all our families flew in, and it was awesome. We're like, we got to do that for our 50th. But now we're like, I don't know, how are we gonna do it?
Yeah.
Where you just want to be with your friends and have some beers, and it's a crazy world to think like, man, those moments, those ones where you feel like everything else is worth it to get those moments. Like I remember our 40th birthday, we were sitting there, the band was playing Don't Stop Believing, and we're on stage, just 6 of us drunk going, it was all worth it right here, boys. I want another one of those moments at my 50th.
Yeah.
I know our fantasy football draft, we normally do a destination draft, and it's
Best.
it's tragic. It's a bummer that we might not be able to get the whole gang
and especially
together for the draft.
now Vegas is an NFL city, and you feel like what it was going to be. And so I'm a Broncos fan, so the Broncos are going to be in Vegas every season. There's going to be a home game or a Broncos game there, and I just thought, that'd be great to go to Vegas with like all my buddies from Denver and see the Broncos play the Raiders. But,
what do you think about the Broncos this season? You like?
I like Drew Lock. I think we made some great offensive picks. I think we're going to be smashing our heads into Patrick Mahomes' ass for another decade, where I feel like not only the AFC West, but the AFC and maybe the league is going to be his little plaything for a while. And I know that's how they felt when we had Elway. So it's like it all comes full circle. But he just looks.
How many chips would you put? Would you put if you had to do like the over under on championships for him? Would be like 3.5 be where the betting line was?
I mean, he's got one. And it looks, I mean, they largely bring back the same team. And, it's very hard to repeat, but I think 3.5 is a great line. That's a great line. I'd want to take but you realize Brady and Belichick, I don't know that we'll ever see that kind of run again.
Yeah, it's not normal to win that much.
It was just where he went to the Super Bowl almost half the seasons, I think, 9 or 10 out of 20.
Insane.
It's insane. So I don't know that Mahomes will be doing that. So I think, it'll be tough to outshine that. But I think what we saw last year, he just looks like one of the greatest ever to play. And that scares me for the Broncos. Yeah. We're going to have to sweep the leg. That's what we're going to have to do.
Dude, it didn't work. His kneecap came out of place.
I don't understand it. We tried to break it.
Doesn't work.
Broke Cam.
Dude, you gotta be a sick fan and get him on the Ninja Warrior course. Be like, go ahead, Mahomes.
I know, wouldn't that be good?
Go ahead.
Greased up the warp wall. Right. Wouldn't that be? We're like, oh shit, we broke Mahomes. Like Kansas City fans would be hunting us.
Yeah.
Dude, Matt, can I ask you? You said you went to Princeton, right? For undergrad?
Yeah.
Did they have like there's a very dank movie called, and you've probably seen it because you know movies, The Skulls, and they have like these like social houses. Did they have like
Skull and Crossbones was Yale. They had secret societies. Right. Now, I will say this. Princeton did not have secret societies, as far as I know. Now, could they have been so secret that I just wasn't elite enough to be invited into them? A distinct possibility. The ruling elite could just have passed over Matt Iseman when I was there. I came from a public school in Colorado. So when I went there, I think, we didn't have fraternities and sororities. We had eating clubs, which are fraternities and sororities. You just don't live there, but it sounds snobby. I didn't feel like it was secret societies and that this was the corridors to power. But Ted Cruz was a year ahead of me there, so maybe it was. I don't know. But we didn't see it. I think Yale and Harvard, we always felt like they're the ones with.
For sure.
Yeah,
For
where
Yeah.
you know they take you down and they show you how JFK was actually killed, and then you
I
have to
wonder
drink
who
the blood of the baby.
Harvard and Yale kids must suspect it's happening somewhere else. I wonder who they like think of as are the people who are actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, like George W. Bush was, I think, skull and crossbones at Yale. So at least then you could be like, okay, these were the societies.
Right.
He was in it, so you feel maybe. Harvard and Yale, though, they'd be like, of course it's us. Yes.
Yeah.
We do rule the earth. We're not going to tell you, though.
My dad was in the same fraternity as George Bush.
You
At
can't.
the
Is your
same
dad
time.
the Yaley?
Yeah, in Deke. And I was like, how was George Bush? He's like, he was a jackass.
Yeah. He partied.
But no, but he was like he's like he got terrible grades, but he was very charming and was just like could chop it up with anyone and just sort of like crushed it socially. But his grades, he got like D's and stuff.
I will say though, like at Princeton, on my friends, some were super smart and some didn't do that well in school.
Mm-hmm.
No correlation though. I mean, they've all done well, but I will say, I guess some of my buds are pretty high up in the corporate world. So maybe rather than politics, maybe it is the people who run the real politics, run business. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
There's some, there'd be some heavy hitters, but they were dudes. I was like, public school New York guys, like, hey, whatever. These, this fucking guys. And now they're like worth, which is great because they're very generous. So like, I'm gonna go stay at their houses or go on boats with them, and I'm like, I'll have to pay. This is great for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy the routes everybody takes. It's hard to predict, but it kind of always makes sense when you look back on it.
Yeah, and it's what I like though is I think most everybody seems that they're pretty happy with what they're doing, which
That's
is
the big
good.
thing.
Like for me, I felt most of my friends who are still in medicine, they love it. Thank God, great. There are people out there, so we get sick. They're healers, noble people, but not for me. And I'm so glad. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel, but how ridiculous is it? Like we make a living doing what other people watch to entertain. Like our job is fun. Like I said, my job isn't the job. That's easy. The job is when you don't have work and you're scrambling, or the years you have to build it up. But then, when we get to work, it's like, man, it's like Ninja Warrior is a blast. It's so much fun. And The Apprentice was cool. I'm hanging out with like Vince Neil from Motley Crue and Eric Dickerson, like Hall of Fame NFL player. I'm just telling, having them all tell me stories. It's the best.
Yeah.
Sick.
How were they? Were they all
Play
cool?
trivia. I'm sorry?
Were Dickerson and Neil cool?
Everyone was awesome to me. Everyone was really nice. And, some of them were a little over it and just were on there to promote something. And I'm like, totally, I get it. I get it. But everyone was nice and at least to me, nice enough.
Were you ever worried that you would do something like hyper competitive and it would like reflect poorly on you in the edit?
So right before I go on, the bosses of Ninja Warrior took me aside and they go, look, people like you. Don't fuck that up.
Right.
What do you mean?
That's insane, dude.
Like, do you think I didn't think I was going to, but then so
you got to do a pop-up clothing store with dresses and you're being too hard on everyone about the design.
JT, here's what happened. So I watched the season before with like Geraldo Rivera, Kevin Jonas, Brandy Glanville, Kenya Moore, and these people were horrible to each other, saying things like a priest couldn't forgive. Like, I mean, cutting to the bone, making these people question their lives, mean. And I was watching this at night, and like my girlfriend at the time was like, "You have to stop watching." What did I get myself into? I was so panicked. The biggest difference I think was Schwarzenegger didn't really encourage or stomach that.
Right.
So thank God, because if Vince Neil had laid into me, I probably would have been like, "Oh, that's thanks, Vince." I would have just been hurt. Like, oh, he doesn't like me. I love Feel Good so much. But it was scary. And it's scary, like, even though I know I'm on NBC, they're probably going to look out for me. That you do something dumb and you never know. You always, and my mom said I was so relieved that you didn't embarrass me.
I was wondering, so when you made the transition to stand-up comedy, did you just quit medicine altogether, or did you gradually sort of ease into
well,
it?
it was, I kind of made the decision, and medicine was all academic year. So I made the decision in January. I had till June.
Mm-hmm.
I get out in June, and I'm like, all right, I thought I was going to try stand-up, not saying like I'm going to become a stand-up comedian. It was more like I need to clear my mind. I'm struggling. I'm not passionate about medicine, and I think the problem is me. I think I just got to grow up. I got to clear my. So I'm thinking I'll go out to LA. I'll do whatever. I'll sir, whatever. I'll do stand up. I'll do this just to clear my mind for a year. And I thought then I'll grow up. I'll appreciate medicine. And I will come back and become an adult. And so that was my thought. So when I left medicine, I'm like, hey, I'm going out there to just clear my mind. And like 3 weeks into it, being out here, I realized this is what I was meant to do. Now, and it wasn't like I was going on the Laugh Factor or performing in front of thousands of people. I was going to shitty open mics with other tired comics not listening to jokes. But there was just something about being on stage and like hearing a laugh where I thought, I don't know how, I didn't know this is what I was meant to do, but this is it. And thank God, I got into commercials early on, so I made enough money. And you don't make much as a doctor in training, so I was making much more money in entertainment, and I was so much happier. And I didn't have a pager going off in the middle of the night with life or death questions. And I just thought, I remember it was probably a year before I stopped having like a phantom buzz from our call pager, where I would just wake up in the middle of the night going, oh God, it's going to be 2 hours of work. And it was just like, once I got out of that, I was like, I have such respect because medicine is not a job. It is a calling. It's a sacred trust that people place their lives in your hand. And I didn't hear that calling. And I don't think I would have been good for my patients or good for myself. And I'm so grateful that I got the chance to find something that I absolutely love to do, that I love. I love performing. I love having an audience. I love coming on this podcast. Like for me to have found what I feel like I was meant to do, I think you realize, like, well, first of all, how lucky are we that we can try different things that we're at a place, but that you actually find it. Because, I was thinking, like, I could have been the greatest violinist of all time, but I never picked up a violin. So I don't know. And to have found, I think, what is my Stradivarius music. I feel so lucky that I stumbled into this when I grew up, never thinking entertainment was a viable option. So found it. I'm like, I'm stoked.
Did you ever have a moment where you did you kind of, because did you go into it where you sort of like, I love this no matter what, I'm gonna be pumped doing this, or did you?
I did right away, Chad. I was like, okay, I can't be deluded about this. So I initially said, okay, I'm gonna give myself. So I realized I'm really liking this, and I said, all right, I'm gonna give it a year, all in. And then I was like, okay, but I got to see some progress. I either got to get an agent, or book something, or get on a sitcom, something. And I got into commercials and was making way more. So I was like, I just started. I kept accelerating past like these goals, because I wasn't deluded coming out here. Obviously, this 90% of people in this business aren't working at one time. So I think I just kind of kept pushing it off a little more, and I think it was probably, I don't know, it was probably about 10 years in where I realized every year I'd made more than the year before. And at that point I'd been on TV for like 6 years and had a couple shows. And I just realized, I think I'm going to really give this, I think I'm going to be with this for a while. And, I still to this day assume every season of any project is going to be the last one. I never assume that anything's a given. And I think it keeps you grateful, it keeps you hungry, but it keeps you kind of realizing, unfortunately this is a business where it can all go away, and that's it. You're just, the expiration date hits for whatever reason.
How do you stay even keeled with that?
I think I try to save a lot of money. I've definitely tried to plan, to say, like, if everything went away, I could move someplace, live a humble life. I'd probably be okay. And I also think at a certain point, I think what it came down to was I did realize with this business, you know, you can bet on a career. Like if I'd stayed in medicine, I could have said being a doctor is a safe career. I'm going to bet on that. I think with this, you really have to be comfortable betting on yourself and ultimately saying like, look, I know this stuff can go away, but I trust that I will work hard enough, that I've built enough relationships that I can find something. You know, maybe it's not going to be, you know, getting me a Ferrari, but it'll be something that keeps a roof over my head. And so I think that, you know, you kind of have to comfort yourself saying, you know, nothing's guaranteed, but I'll bet on myself that I'll figure out something and land on my feet. So I think that's kind of how I've made my peace. But you know, I think this lockdown has been such a reminder of how you just can't anticipate things, how stand-up comedy is gone. It's gone. Now, I don't know when it's coming back and how it will change, but you know, for the foreseeable future, there are very few clubs that are open and not a lot of people who are totally comfortable going there. So comedians, you know, are just, I'm lucky I have TV, because if it were straight stand-up, I don't know how they're earning their living right now. And so, you know, who knows what's next, where some new thing will pop up and broadcast TV becomes antiquated, or, you know, people, you know, Quibi was kind of the short attention span channel, thinking everyone, you know, things are going faster and faster. If you have a commute, let's just give 7-minute bites. And then the pandemic hits, and it's all of a sudden people want, no, I want Game of Thrones. I want the extended cut, because I got nothing but time.
Right.
And so it's, you know, it's crazy where you just see how, who knows what the future holds, or how these careers are going to change. So I think everyone's kind of had that reminder of, man, even if you think, you know, you don't know. So just trying to stay flexible and be like, hey man, you know, if everything goes to shit, I'll just get up and put one foot in front of the other, and something will happen. And I think that's, you know, that's kind of the mindset. And I think, you know, having been in medicine and seeing people facing life and death, it's a good reminder of, you know, a show getting canceled, it sucks. But, you know, we all get up the next day. And so I think, you know, this pandemic has been another reminder that we didn't necessarily need, but that, man, you know, this is fragile. So like, let's be stoke lords. Let's enjoy what we got. And the other thing is too, like, you never know if you're going to get to where you're going, right? I better enjoy this. This could be as good as it gets. And it's great. So man, enjoy this. Because for those people who are like, oh, I'll be happy when I get to that next level, you know, it's always going to be another level. So, you know,
right.
I think staying hungry, but at the same time, stepping back and smelling the roses and just being like, man, I got to play video games later. I got a house.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I probably.
Although I did just take a whole bunch of video games to GameStop, and then with the ones that they were like, those are too old. I just took them to Goodwill. That was a tough one. Because I have every video game console that I've ever owned since before Atari, like the Pong. At my parents' house or here, and I just took in like my old PS3 and my Wii.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
It's
Did you
a
keep
sad
the
day,
old ones
boys.
though? Did you keep Pong and did you keep Atari?
I kept the really old ones. Those are at my parents' house. And like I got rid of my 360 and my one, but I got my PS4 Pro. So
for sure.
And I didn't go crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's going on? This quarantine game.
Listen, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't know the PS5 was right around the corner, and I'm definitely buying that. So.
For sure, it looks slick. It's good.
I'll get Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I can't wait, man. These games are getting so good. I wish they would figure out VR. He's like, I have the Oculus, and it's like it's good, but for
the lightsaber.
Minutes, it's a little. You're like this isn't just. It's not what it is. Because, you know, you play you can't do VR for 3 hours. You just can't. Like the headset and the stimuli, it's too much. And to figure out what it is, if it's AR or whatever that next level is going to be of the super immersive games. You know,
just
Ready
get a
Player
game.
One, that kind of idea.
That'd be so sick. Just Matt, we get a game of just it's a singularity, and it's freaking Thursday night forever, dude.
Whoa.
And just let's
Oh,
go.
wow.
Wouldn't that be it?
That's Black
Where you're
Mirror,
just like,
dude. That's so
Oh.
good.
you're just
Mirror,
living a Journey song
Wow.
nonstop. It's always the
Right.
chorus.
With your voice,
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I can't imagine if there was a game where it's like you literally have a lightsaber, you know, and
Right.
you're just battling
And just what
Darth Vader.
Strider was saying, where the sound effect and the weight and the heft, and
Yeah.
when you're cutting through like a steel blast door and there's resistance, but you're like, oh, the
Yeah.
saber is greater. Right.
Yeah.
To have that feeling, or to, force grab it and have it snap into your hand.
Oh, dude.
The little gloves will come in, or probably when it'll be in our brain and give us the stimuli where it's like, I can't tell.
Yeah.
It'll be Inception. Like, is it the dream or is it reality? You're like, I don't care.
Mhm.
I
Is
want
it
the- I want
tiring
the
to
steak.
use the force? Like, does it tire out your body to use?
Well,
the
if you
force?
looked at Yoda, remember when he lifted the X-wing, he was exhausted. So I think
Yeah.
it does.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
it looks like it.
does.
Yeah.
You got to build up that like grip strength. Takes
Yeah.
years.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Being a Jedi is very much like being a ninja.
Well, it's like
Yes.
when Obi-Wan and Anakin sort of faced off with the Force in Revenge of the Sith. You saw there's a lot of grip strength going on there.
There really
It's like-
is.
It's like who built it up more?
And, and that's why when you have that mechanical Darth Vader hand,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, do you want to answer some questions from our listeners? They
oh,
generally.
I would love to.
Okay,
Yes. By the way, oh my God, JT, I think I have that same lion back home at my parents' house that I had. That is
Right
beyond.
here, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah. In the jungle, dude.
All right, what are the questions? Let's do this.
All right, what up, Chad and JT? Long time listen here. I had a quick question. My girlfriend of 8 years and I recently split up. Since then, she has been going into clubs and partying, which has really drained my stoke. I'd love to go out and party as well and maybe meet another beautiful babe, but with this Q-teen, I've been playing it safe. Should I continue to play it safe and hope that when it's all is over, I can meet a babe? Or should I go out and rage now and try to get back into the bone game immediately? I'd like to remain anonymously. Thank you guys for always lifting my spirits, especially lately getting through this tough time in life. Also, shout out to History is dank, dude.
Oh, what up? What up?
Oh, what up?
Legend, dude. What up?
Well, here's my opinion, and I will say this as a 49-year-old single man who's never been married.
You look good, dude.
I think
Fantastic.
here's what I would say. I think she's chasing something, and I don't know if she's finding it in the club. But this guy, if he was together 8 years, I'm guessing he's late 20s, maybe 30s. And I think, look, if you really want to meet the girl, you got to. He has to set his mind. If he wants to be boning, sure, go to the club, get on the apps. But if you really want to meet the girl you're going to spend the rest of your life with, you're probably not going to find her in the clubs. You got to set your mind to finding that woman. Now, again, I'm single, so take it with a grain of salt. But I think, don't get drawn. And here's the other thing: you're not together. Whatever she does is her business. So if she's boning, if she's at the clubs, don't let that hurt your mellow, man. That is her business, and whatever she's doing, it's not about you anymore. So don't give her that power, man. Find someone who's gonna appreciate you for all that you bring and all that you are, and ride with that one.
Hell yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I agree, dude. You got to invest in yourself, read some dank books, and just sort of create your own American Ninja Warrior to run.
And here's the other thing I want to tell that guy when we talk about vulnerability. It's okay when your heart's broken, especially if she broke up with you and you still have feelings for her. That's tough. That's tough, and it's hard not to feel jealous when she's out living her life. But ultimately, just get through your sadness, and then just know there's gonna be some happiness there too. But it's okay to be sad when you get your heart broken.
Just to play devil's advocate, if you can't take all this great advice and you do need to win, you just need to become a DJ at one of these clubs and just wear collarless leather jackets with no shirt on. Maybe your DJ name could be, and I'm borrowing this from what Matt said, Phantom Buzz, which would be sick.
Wow.
Sick DJ name.
What
Wow.
is he playing? I'm there, dude.
He's playing heavy house beats. He's getting you horny for the beat.
And he's just waiting for the drop.
Forever, dude. And then when it drops.
With foam cannons.
Okay, now Strider has totally changed my mind. I want to go to the club and have this guy DJ for us.
Yes, yes.
Phantom Buzz right now. We'll be acolytes of yours.
Phantom Buzz is an awesome name.
You made it up.
DJ
That's your
Phantom
name.
Buzz.
That's your pager. Dude, and you
That is Strider.
You sample a pager for your bass? Wait, JT, what'd you say? Do you
I
want
was
to
asking,
be?
could you be Phantom Buzz and get the club amped right now?
Yeah, for sure. Are you kidding me? Of course, dude. I probably have a sick DJ voice like, what up? My name is Phantom Buzz. What up? Because it's always got to be robotic. What up? This is Phantom Buzz.
Yeah.
Everybody get ready to.
Drop it, Phantom. Drop it. Ah!
Becky, where are you? Becky, are you here? Are you here? That's actually just a sample on the song of me crying. Where are you?
I love it.
I've had sex with 80 women. I've had sex with 80.
He's got to be in a better mood after DJ Phantom Buzz dropped that Matt.
Yeah,
beat.
dude.
Yeah.
That was really good.
That was
All right.
fire.
That was fire, dude.
That was fun, dude.
Rose up, dude, and you gave him a model. My Stoke Lords. I'm living in my fraternity house this summer, and some of the rooms are being rented by girls to keep the cost low. Sounds like a sitcom or a really hot like MTV reality show. There's this really smoking babe in the room next to mine, and we've boned a few times. Nice. However, he put nice in parentheses, but it is nice. However, though the sexual chemistry is there, the emotional is not. And I really think she's just a big asshole to me. But I just can't seem to get her out of my mind because she's too damn cute. What's going on, bros? How do I boke this schmoll? Out of luck in NorCal, Jordan. Damn, dude. I don't know, man. I think I get that. Sometimes, the people who are mean to us are the people will die to please is what the replacement said on Bastards of Young, something like that. But I would say it doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world.
I think you're right, JT. I think the guy has to. Again, it's like, what are you looking for, man? If you can make your peace and say like this is a summer thing, and you can be cool with that. I mean, it sounds like he wants more, and that's he's catching feelings, and it's like which is awesome. That's where you want to be. Yeah. And ultimately, if you can't do without catching feelings, just know you're probably gonna have your heart broken at the end of it.
Right.
Unless you think, you know what?
You're right.
I'm gonna reel her in. Maybe it is one of those things where, man, be the hopeless romantic and say she may not like me now, but don't let her treat you like shit. Because I think if you allow that's on you. So,
Yeah. I think too. One thing you can do, maybe a strategy, is like whenever she's mean to you, you could do either A, respond with stoke, just be like, "That's awesome," or just like or just like smirk and be like, "Nice," and that'll disable it. I think eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks when people don't treat you well, and I don't know what the vibe is.
Yeah, how mean is she being to him? That could really be the difference. Like, is she just kind of like not returning text messages, or is she like outwardly? I hooked up with this girl one time, and then like a week later, we ran into each other at Red Robin's, and she was with her friends, and she told me I looked like Screech in front of like 10 people, and I remember I was like, that was too harsh. That was nice. Like, I was like, I'm hurt, Annalise.
Yeah.
And she had peed in my kitchen before, passed out drunk.
You should have told her that.
Yeah. Yeah, but how are you not nice? You don't have great bladder control.
But at that time, like peeing in someone's kitchen when you're passed out is like not. It's like normal. It almost is like cool. Like I almost like was like she's cool. Yeah.
Right.
I think I think you hit on something though, because I know I have a buddy, one of my dearest friends, who when I was reading some of his text messages, I'm like, bro, you're being needy here to the point where it's off-putting. And,
right.
So this guy's got to be aware of, we've all been the needy bitch, but be aware, like, is that what you're projecting? Are you like putting your clamps in too hard? Or is it like, hey, just, figure out where this relationship is? Because, we've all been there where you're like, oh, I'm in love. And they're like, we just shared a Jell-O pudding.
Right.
That's all that was.
Yeah.
She trying to play devil's advocate.
No, it's a great point.
No, you're
it's
right.
a great point. Yeah.
Strider was doing that earlier.
I 100% agree.
And she could be being mean because she likes him.
Yeah.
I think she's in love with him, dude. Why else would she move into a frat?
Yeah.
I know cost of living is difficult and, the situations are intense, but with all that's going on, but I don't know.
And they did bone a couple times. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, let's not forget that is nice. Yeah, but I do like that this guy has more feelings and he's looking for something more fulfilling. I don't know, dude. I think you're on the right path. I think keep doing what you're doing. It sounds like you got it all
I think
going
you
on.
guys have really mature, well-adjusted listeners and viewers here.
Oh,
who are
that's
like
nice.
searching for emotionally more, not just vacuous, meaningless. I like these people. They're good people.
They're good. They're good dudes and ladies.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And ladies, I love it. You're right. I was just referring to the two gentlemen who'd written. So women, of course.
Oh no, yeah, because we always just like they're good dudes, but I think we've
Right.
expanded
But
more
dudes
to like
is,
a
yes, dudes is now like,
Yeah.
be excellent, dudes.
yeah. The royal dude.
Yes. Oh, dude, you guys are awesome.
You're awesome.
Yeah, you're awesome.
What's up, Stokers? I've loved listening to your soothing V chords over the QT, and as this PCast has been a major boost to my self-reflection, self-improvement journey. This is a little bit long. Over the past year or two, I've grown so much as a person, I truly feel like I am crushing it all in most aspects of my life. However, there is still one problem: the Vader to my Skywalker, the V-Mort to my Potter, the friend zone. It seems like every time I end up truly liking someone, I get friend zoned. For example, a few weeks ago, there was a girl who liked me, and her friends were encouraging me to make a move. However, I was a little wasted and didn't know her very well, so I decided to wait and get to know her first. After a few weeks of hanging out in the same friend group, I had grown to like her quite a bit. She was super cool and funny and had a unique perspective on the world. However, I was informed by her friend that she was no longer interested in me romantically because she was afraid of ruining our blossoming friendship. The reason this is killing my stoke is because I feel helpless. It seems like the only way to avoid the friend zone is to change my personality, which obviously doesn't seem like a great idea. So here's my question. Next time I meet a babe who feels like the Pam to my Jim, is there any concrete action I can take to avoid the friend zone without changing my personality? Or is it the best solution to simply keep doing what I'm doing, hope that time will eventually match me with a more suitable mate? Thanks a ton. I hope you guys keep shredding the team. Dude, you're good, man. I think this guy, you're just judging yourself a lot, and you're feeling a little gun shy, which is totally normal. That happens to a lot of thoughtful people. I think, and I think girls sometimes and guys, we like someone then we don't, especially when you're young. We're just kind of fickle with our feelings. So I wouldn't put too much personal judgment in that. I think you just got to push yourself a little bit. Just, still be your normal self, but just if you feel like you want to do something but you're a little too shy to do it, try and do it. But if you fail, hey, it's not really failing. We all it happens to all of us.
I think that's a beautiful question. And actually, JT, I just loved your answer. I agree. I think the thing that struck me is he said her friend told me she was no longer interested in me. And to me, that's the thing is you haven't told her how you felt face to face.
Right.
And it's one of those things where you don't have to change your personality, but you do have to be able to put yourself out there and be vulnerable and say, I like you. And to be able to, if you don't like me, that's cool, but I'm not going to not tell you how I feel. And I think sometimes if you go up, they may, whatever they're saying, if you come up, and I think there is, whether it's a confidence or a vulnerability or an honesty, but just of putting your cards on the table. Because ultimately, I think not only will you probably miss out on some opportunities, I think ultimately to be in a healthy relationship, and again, you have to be able to express you have to be able to express your truths and be able to say things that make you a little uncomfortable. So wherever you're going, you will be better served by being able to go up to somebody and take that deep breath, take that plunge and go, I like you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I love what you're saying, because I had that problem a lot in college and high school of looking back, I think it was low confidence or just shyness, where I was just I was I'll just kind of stand here and hope that they
will sense that I like
them. Yeah. I'll just sort of give them a nod or something, and then they'll be like, oh, he wants to date, and I just never really understood. I just never would just say how I felt. And it took me a while to learn that, but yeah, I think you just got say what you feel. I think that's what I've learned, Don't expect you standing there, which is what I thought. You standing there and just sort of being close to them means that that'll
I
forge a relationship.
Do it face to face. Don't do it on phone. Don't do it on text. Don't do it on Insta. Do it where you can see expressions and electricity, chemistry, whatever. Do it face to face.
Yeah.
I think this thing of at risk of ruining or spoiling our friendship. It's one person's already catching feels. The friendship is spoiled at this point.
Yeah.
It can't be when
you're telling yourself. Tell her. He's look, the friendship's fucked.
You're gonna pitch it to her apprentice out. Here's our friendship. It's decreasing over time. There's law of diminishing returns. Our friendship. But if we start getting intimate, look at this graph. It's going up now. You see this? And it does not plateau, at least on this little image.
Big return on relationship if we get together in a sexual way right now. Big return on relationship.
Exactly. It's going to be a big quarter. Let me tell you right now. It's going to be a big quarter. After the first quarter, things have been known to take a little dive, but that's okay. No, but dude, it's like, it's just an excuse he's making for ourselves. I think we all were thinking the same thing. Put yourself out there. And then for anyone future who's like, I don't want to ruin the friendship, you just got to, you're making an excuse to yourself. You don't be mean about it. You don't go, I'm not going to be your friend unless we start hooking up. You got to just be like, be honest, how we were saying.
Yeah.
Hey, I have more than friend feelings for you.
Right.
Reciprocate. I respect that, but it's because the friendship's already weird if you're holding that back. It's strange.
It's true. All right, last cue, guys. Late nights and being old. Chad and JT. Ever since I turned 30, I've been having a hard time finding other people who stay up as late as me. The bars close early because of COVID, and everyone I know goes to bed before I even get home from work. Today, I had the most amazing hair day, and there wasn't even anyone around to even see it, and it really killed my stoke. Do you have any advice for finding other people to hang out with late at night? I'm single, but I'm not really trying to hook up with dudes. I just really want cool people to drink a few brewskis with late at night. Thanks for being the ultimate legends, Marie.
I don't know. I go to bed at 9:30. I got nothing, Marie. I feel like I want to go out and meet you, though. You sound so awesome.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I think that'll be an effect a lot of people have hearing this and be like, this is the coolest person who's ever.
I know.
Yeah.
But I get it where maybe she's not looking for, the date thing. Maybe it is just like, I want to go have, like you said, have Bruce. I don't know. The bars are closed, right?
Right. Yeah. What is a fun way to do it? I don't know. You got to get.
I would say like go to the beach, but beach at night, like a bonfire where you could still be distant, but. Oh,
yeah, people are doing that. San Clemente down at the pier. People are having good, safe get-togethers down by there.
I feel like I'd feel
Love
safer
bonfires.
being, outdoors by the ocean.
Yeah, outdoors for sure.
I don't know. God, there have to be some people out there who are ready to go have some beers with Marie.
Yeah.
No question. I'm wondering if there's like an app or something, but then it's just creepiness is just going to come in. I was like, just thinking like the businessman that I've been thinking like tonight, just being like, you got to create an app called, Good Hair Day. And it's like, when you're feeling like your flow's good, you just get on and you can connect with people, but that's kind of like chat roulette. And we all know what that was.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, and you've undone it because you're worried about perverts. That's just America, dude.
It's America, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe she could use the power of social media, just to be like, crushing brews tonight, go until 2 a.m. Message me if you're doing the same. And then maybe some people will reach out and you're like, oh, wow, George, I didn't know you like to get after it.
Going live, doing an Instagram live.
I was just going to say, I bemoaned Zooms a little earlier and said, but it's better than nothing. And to just jump on and be like, search for some people within the fans here, other people posting, Marie, some like-minded people who would just jump on and you guys have a good time.
I would love that, dude. If there could be some connections.
You guys need to host a social hang night.
You're right.
Yeah.
Night for Marie. Call it a great hair night. Oh, what? Come on, let's do this.
That's what I'm
You can't
talking
fight great
about.
ideas. You
That's
can't
Great
fight
hair
great
night.
ideas. That's a great
Phantom
idea.
Buzz is dropping beats.
Dude,
go.
it's on a
party,
Thursday,
man.
Let's go.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I feel like you guys would be such good party starters though, and just throwing it, and then you guys could literally play out for like half an hour. We're bowing out, Jeff. Just go. We've created it. You don't even need to be there the whole time. You guys could if you wanted, but you could just go.
No, you're coming, dude. You're the master of
I'd be there.
Yeah.
I want to have a good drink night.
Dude,
R
let's do it.
puts the PARR in party, baby.
Matt, dude, thank you so much for coming on.
You guys, I really had the best time. You guys are legendary. You are total Stoke Lords, and I had such a good. You guys really brought me a good time, man.
Dude, let's get some brewskis at some point. That was really nice.
I would love
You
to.
got the good energy.
I'm Melrose and La Brea in that neighborhood. So,
oh, dude,
or anybody's going out. Let's do this.
I love it. All right, well, thanks, man.
Yeah, dude, great hanging with you.
You're the best.
You got great energy. I got you really.
So do you guys.
I feel fired up now.
Me
talking.
too.
Same, dude.
Yeah.
I had a good time. I had a really good time. I needed this.
Yeah, we got what Marie was looking for. We just had what Marie was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nice.
Yeah.
My lord, Chad, what is your beef of the week?
Dude, my beef of the week is with Paris from the Iliad.
Dude, great beef.
So if you've seen Troy, you know, Paris is played by Orlando Bloom. And yeah, I'm just beefing with this dude for thinking straight up with his dong, you know. He had like he either could have been like a lord or something in Asia, you know, uh, whatever. He could have one of the options. So 3 goddesses came to him and they're like, "What up, dude? You have 3 options. You can either you take option A, then all of Greece will be stellar, you know, just cruising. Everyone's gonna be happy, prosperous. You know, togas will be on or off. You know, nudity optional, just like a good time in Greece. Option B, you can be like a lord in like Asia, you know, or something like that. Just, you know, a straight up ruler. Or you can have the hottest chick on earth. And he chose the hottest chick on earth. And that led to the Trojan War, which led to the death of Hector, his brother, the death of Achilles, the death of a lot of great heroes, and the destruction of Troy. So I'm just beefing with Paris, dude. Like, that was unwise. I think you're weak, and I think you're the schmoll of Greek mythology. And Homer knew it, and I know it, so suck it.
For sure.
Dude.
And dude, Greek reality, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm fired up that you have that perspective too, because they say Helen of Troy, you know, the face that launched 1,000 ships, but it's like, dude, she was just enjoying some nice lovemaking. It's Paris is bad, dude. I didn't even know that he chose from those 3 gods. So, dude, thanks for clearing that up, dude.
Yeah, dude. I think Athena was it? No, Aphrodite was the one who came in with that option because she's cunning.
Love her. Yeah.
And she was like, I'm going to get Paris with this because she knew he was weak. And he schmolled it up and caused a 10-year war because, you know, he couldn't control his dink.
Dude, I heard when Aphrodite pitched him those options, he was like, I want the hot one.
Yeah, dude.
The hot girl. Give me the third one with the hot girl. That's what I want.
Get out of my room, Hector. I'm talking to the gods.
Hector's like, look, bro, look, I get it. She's hot. Okay, I get it. But come on, dude. Like,
Focus up.
you're starting a war over. You're gonna start a war over Helen. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know, come on. And he's like, but Hector, she's so hot.
Hector, you're jealous. You just don't want me to have sex.
Menelaus is a douche. I know it. He's like, come on, Hector. He's like, come on, Paris. Like, look, like a nymph came up to me and prophesied that I would get killed in this. And he's like, but Hector.
That's his voice the whole time. Dude, I think that kind of killed Orlando Bloom's career playing that character. Because in the end, he like, you know, spoiler, he gets Achilles, but he gets him with an arrow and he shoots him from like a mile away. Like these are hand-to-hand combat times.
Yeah, he kills Brad Pitt. And in the Iliad, he doesn't even do that. He just dies, you know? He just straight up dies.
Interesting.
This is armor, dude.
Yeah, what a knob.
Knob City. Strider, what's your beef of the week?
Dude, my beef of the week is it's sort of not clear. So I might be being a little bit, you know, rash by blaming apartment 306 in my new building. But I have it on I did a little detective work. They have been using for some reason, we have a new like call box code on our apartment building for like when deliveries come. And they've been giving everyone that comes to their apartment our call box code. So I've been getting 1 million phone calls. Dude, they get DoorDash for like every meal. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, dude. I'm getting calls from random numbers being like, yo, your DoorDash is here. And I'm like, my DoorDash isn't here. And then I've kind of had to be a schmoll to DoorDash people because I'm like, look, guys, I'm sorry. Like, I can't let you in because if I let you in, then he thinks 306 is going to think things are okay. So you need to call 306 and let them know that it's the wrong code. And then now tomorrow, I have 2 people I need to talk to in my building now. I need to talk to the people freaking that are raging on the roof, blazing on the roof. And then now I need to talk to apartment 306. So basically, dude, I've just become a grumpy old man.
Yeah. But dude, you're like the best example of it.
Thank you, dude.
You're like a paragon of how chill that type can be.
I appreciate that. And I don't like confrontation. It's going to take a lot for me to go and do that. And when I do it, of course I'm going to be like, hey, I don't know if you've noticed, but, hey, I don't think, I don't know, maybe it's like an accident or something's like, I don't know, wires are crossed. Just use the phrase, wires are crossed. and then let them know you in the code. Maybe you put it in and you DoorDash. Sometimes you get their wires crossed, and probably we'll just figure stuff out. So we could just uncross the wires. That'd be nice. And so they're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Is my computer okay?" My cores are fine. I'll be like, "You just change your code." So
Dude, you're gonna be like that guy who wrote in, who's like trying to figure out how to properly woo these ladies, and you gotta tell them your truth. Be like, look, you get messages nonstop from DoorDash. I respect that you're getting food out. You're supporting small biz, but the code is incorrect, and you're really, I just moved in here, and you're killing my new apartment boner.
Dude, you're 100% right. Me not telling the DoorDash workers the code is just me leaning up at a party, trying to look chill, and hope that a girl gets that and realizes I like her, instead of me going down to 306, knocking on the door at a reasonable hour, and letting them know.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, guys, sorry, I need to grab my sweet potato oven really quick.
Go for it. Aaron, do you want to do your beef while Chad gets his sweet potato?
I mean, I don't want Chad to miss my beef.
All right, copy that.
I feel like he has expertise with it, so.
Oh, okay. Let's
I might need some advice.
Mm-hmm.
You're so much nicer than I am. I would just be like, no, I didn't order it. Go away.
Right,
or
because-
I'd at least threaten 306 and be like,
Right.
listen, I'm not accepting anything. So
I mean, no, Aaron, you're being too hard on yourself. I was like that in the beginning, but it kept happening. So then it made me raise the question, why is this happening? And I was like, what apartment? And I asked, what apartment is it for? And I've asked that 3 times now. And it's always been 306.
yeah.
Now I'm just assuming those are all 306, and now I got to go figure it out.
Unreasonable.
Aaron,
The sweet potato is good.
that's awesome. Aaron, what's your beef of the week?
My beef of the week is with hot sand.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what can I have expertise in?
Yeah. I went to the beach, went to Will Rogers on Saturday. My niece and nephew were over, so we took them out there. It was like 105 here at my house. So we go down there and it's only 76. Beautiful. Great day. A lot of people are out. Distance, but out. And I try to walk in the sand to the ocean, because I try to distance so I'm not super close to it where everyone else is. And this sand had to have been 1,000. I don't know what it was. You couldn't even bury your feet under it for relief. And I didn't get sunburnt, but I think I burnt my feet in the time it took me to get to the water. And then by then I was like, hell yeah, I'm jumping in the water. I had no intention at that point, but.
Yeah, how can you believe in God when sand gets that hot?
Yeah. Yeah.
Aaron,
If it's that hot in Santa Monica, what the hell is it that's at the Sahara?
Aaron, did you rock sandals?
No, I was barefoot. I had sandals, but I left them at the spot.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. I used to teach at Santa Monica, and I would literally burn my feet, running back and forth between the van and the spot. And I just had to rock sandals. But I mean, I think you gotta get closer to the water. I don't really know how to, what to do with hot sand besides rock sandals. Or rock sandals. You could rock sandals and just sort of like stuff them near the lifeguard tower or something, so that they'll be safe. So when you get to the wet sand where it's cool, you can just sort of stuff them in the sand right by the lifeguard tower. And I think sandals are really the only solution, because I mean, that sand will get you in 10 seconds or less.
Oh yeah, that's all it took.
They do make, for pro beach volleyball players, they have like special sand
yeah.
socks, but you do risk looking like a kook if you're not going to be playing beach volleyball wearing beach volleyball socks. But might be just worth the risk.
Yeah, it might show some dank maturity too, accepting the kook look for the better health. Dude, on my brother's football team, they played on turf that had like the black pebbles in it, and when that stuff used to heat up in the summer, it could get really hot, and they were doing bear crawls on there. And this kid, I think his name was Teskey on the football team, was like, "It's burning my hands." And then the coaches were like, "Hey, you're fine. Like, be tough, be tough." Dude, next day, kid came to practice, 3rd-degree burns all over his hands. Had to get
Oh,
No.
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough struggle because, like, if I'm, like, walking to Trestles or, you know, even if you go to Malibu, like, you know, Third Point, and you park further down the street, so you walk along that path. It's like there's always that eternal struggle because it's like I know the path is going to be hot, but I don't want to rock a wetsuit and sandals. I mean, that's not cool. And usually I opt for the no sandals because I, you know, want to be cool. But maybe I'm getting to an age where I can be like, you know what, it's sandal time. And if you guys are going to call me a kook, then I'll say what up.
Mhm.
Can they
Dude,
make
that's what
board shorts or swim trunks or wetsuits with a sandal pocket, you know? Like somewhere in the
Yeah.
back where it wouldn't affect you in some way,
Right.
like down your thigh, just
Yeah.
a long pocket.
Mm.
That would be cool.
Like a Marisi Dong pocket on your board
Yeah.
shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's a fire call.
Dude, my beef of the week is with a place that I love where I've with Chad kind of hashed out a lot of harsh beef that I've had over my life. It's with Sharky's.
Whoa.
Hmm.
I got a message from a dude who has a Instagram page. You know, I should cross verify a lot of this, but I'm taking it as fact for now until I learn more. And basically that Sharky's wasn't paying their people for their breaks. They were taking that all out of their wages, but they were supposed to pay them. Like,
Unchill.
you're owed an hour for missed breaks, which includes the 30 and 15-minute break, 3 shifts a week, 52 weeks, 2 breaks a shift. That's 312 hours that year's minimum wage. So I don't know. He has some other complaints with Sharky's, but until further notice, Sharky's, you're on my beef list.
Whoa.
Yeah. Sorry, dudes.
It's whack.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna squash beef? Chili's?
You guys
Wood
could go
Ranch?
to A's, dude. Oh.
Yeah, A's Burgers would be dank. Yeah.
Islands?
Yeah, we want to go somewhere that Islands is better. We want to go somewhere that has a beach feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got their cheese fries are dank. Chad, who's your babe of the week?
Sorry.
Yeah, Chad, you might be eating too
Dude.
close to the mic, dude. I think that's gonna be
That's some ASMR stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, Chad housing a sweet potato, dude.
yeah,
Called a mukbang
yeah.
when you eat into the microphone.
A mukbang. Yeah.
Mukbang is a genre.
Hopefully I gave Stokers ASMR tingles. What's my what?
What's your babe of the week?
My baby of the week is Atalanta. Greek god. She's not a goddess. I think she's a nymph.
She's
Something like
human,
that.
right? She's just a freak athlete.
I think she's a demigod. She's
Right.
got something in her.
She's fat.
She's like Zeus's daughter or something. But yeah, she's just like the original American Ninja Warrior, just, you know, hucking foot races nude, just crushing everyone. And like a bunch of dudes, a bunch of suitors came up to her, they're like, we want to date you, like, please. And she's like, if you could beat me in a race. No one could do it. The only guy who could do it had to resort to trickery with some golden apples, you know, that humans cannot ignore. And, you know, it's like, she was such a badass ninja warrior that someone had to use trickery to trick her into marrying her. So just want to give her a shout out. You know, I'm stoked on your speed. I'm stoked on how noble you were, and just like, just a massive what up.
That's awesome.
All right.
Strider, who's your babe of the week?
Dude, my baby of the week's got to be my GF, dude. We just got some new freaking patio furniture, dude. It's sick. Immediately when she saw it, she pulled up on her phone. She's like, we got to get this rug. It's going to go great with this wood. You know, we got this dank piece of furniture from Wayfair, dude. And it was just some fire call. So just honestly, the fact that we're going to be embarking on this journey of making our new apartment look tight together. So just fired up on that, dude.
Dude, that's awesome.
She's crushing it. She has a good vision. I would say maybe my BF's vision to be a little, or excuse me, my GF's, who's also my BF, my best friend. Besides my two freaking bros. What up, dude? Her vision, my GF's vision is my babe of the week.
Nice. Aaron, who's your babe of the week?
My Babe of the Week is a new podcast I discovered based entirely on my favorite band, Jimmy Eat World. It's called Jimmy Eat Pod. It's hosted by two dudes who live in San Dimas. They're probably my age and just about as nerdy for them as I am. And what's weird is it's their second favorite bands, both of them. But they're going through every song they've ever written, one episode per song. And so they're at like 40 right now. So I say hop in there. They do like 2 hours on a song. Like it's crazy. They get real deep on it. And then they did tangent on it like Jurassic Park and all this weird stuff, which also makes it fun if you're not so familiar. And they play covers and all this stuff. So that is my Babe of the Week.
Is Jimmy Eat World still your favorite band?
Yeah.
Your all-time favorite band?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Still going strong.
I listen to Good Charlotte on the so I listen to Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy.
Mm.
And then Good Charlotte on the Assault Bike today. Whoa.
That'll get you going.
Yeah.
The River, dude. That song about LA that Good Charlotte does.
I haven't listened to that.
Oh, dude. It's like our lives. Dude, my Babe of the Week. So I went to Palm Springs for the last couple days, which was really fun, although it was 115 degrees, which is hot. But it's actually not as hot as you think it would be. It feels not as hot, but it's hot. Like I played golf. We played golf. Strider played excellent. Shot a 41 on the front. Had like 3 straight.
Whoa.
Coming into the turn. Yeah. And Strider would tell you, I was not feeling good that first 9 holes. I was like laying down. I was ready to quit at every
tired
turn.
boy.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
We persevered. But I went with my friends, really awesome, and we had a great time hanging out. And she was just like, it's great when someone's great on a road trip. Like my brother, we went to Montana. He was a beast. Paige was like just super fun to hang out with. But we had this moment where, and she's my Babe of the Week, but we had this moment where we were walking to the pool, and we came out, and there was just a mountain goat in this community where we rented a condo. There's just a mountain goat just sitting there. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't know what a mountain goat's temperament is. And then, so I start saying, hey, we got to back up. And she's like, no, I want to get closer to the mountain goat. I'm like, don't fuck with the mountain goat. Like, I'm like, you don't know what that thing will do to you. And so I'm like, and she has me on camera going, honey, back up away from the mountain goat. And then I go, I'm not going to fight a mountain goat for you. My mind instantly, like, this just speaks to how I perceive the whole world too. It's like, if I just see like a male predator, not even a predator, but just a male species of any species. And I'm like, look, they're coming after me. They're going to try and take this girl I'm with. I'm going to have to fight to the death for it. That's just how I baseline see the world. So I was like, hey, we got to get away from this goat. So I finally, I'm like, come on. I coax her into come inside. We go the other way to get to the pool out the back door. The goat's on the other side waiting for us.
What?
Yes. Dude, I 100% believe this goat, because then we ran back into the condo. The goat walked by us and he tried to look like I got it on video too. The goat tried to look like he wasn't looking at us, and then he looked at us. This goat, he was into her.
He was sly.
This goat was into her, and he was following her around. Aaron?
Could this goat, now hear me out, could this goat be the devil?
Yes.
Good call.
Absolutely.
Good call.
And I'm not so sure every goat doesn't have a little devil in them. And then then we're at the pool, and the pool has a soft perimeter where, like, if the goat walks through some water, all it has to do is walk through like a little wire fence to get to us. So she's like, hey, what do we do if the goat gets here? I go, don't worry. I've been thinking about that nonstop since we got to the pool. I'm like, no matter where the goat enters from, we're going out that exit, because that's where it was like more fortified. It would have to come through the softer outside edges. And then I'd already decided this. I go, if the goat runs at you, at the last second, dive out of the way. You have to wait till the last second to dive out of the way. But I go, don't go to the ground, because then I'm afraid it'll hoof you. I'm afraid it'll give you a stomping. So that's what we're going to do. And it felt good to just, be locked in like that and be aware of the mountain goat and be ready to kill it. But yeah.
How many LBs is this goat, would you say? And it's got horns?
Goat's probably, dude, it's got a nice set of horns on it. Probably about 150 pounds. And then, dude, the neighbors are there, and I go, right away, I'm like, neighbors, you see the goat? Then we got a nice 10-minute talk about the goats,
Love that.
I guess they're going to build a fence on the mountain so they stop coming in.
Did the other dudes think that the goat was trying to court their wives?
No, see, they're not paranoid like I was. I looked at the guy dead in the eyes and go, "Hey, you scared of the goat?" And he goes, "No," laughing a little bit. I go, "Okay." I go, "All right, yeah." Well, you're the kind of guy who's going to get over his skis and end up getting his ass rocked in front of his old lady because he took the goat as a pal. You know what I mean? I'm not that guy. I'm ready for you, goat. At the drop of a hat, I will rock and roll. Yeah, but dude, I just realized deep in my subconscious or in my id or subset of subness is I just think everyone's coming for me, especially if I'm with a girl. I'm like, if you're with a girl and you're out in public, you just got a big target on you. Just be ready. The world's coming at you. Chad, who's your legend of the week?
My legend of the week is my mom's dog Luna again. Just a little update. So Strider, my mom's dog has lymphoma.
Oh damn.
But we were waiting for the test, so it's more of like an update. And thankfully it was like is the B type, so it's less severe. So
Let's go.
Hell yes.
yeah,
Good,
I just want just a little update if people are interested. If they want to hear about my mom's dog.
Hell yeah. Good.
But it's the B type, so yeah, she has it's the less severe type, so it's the one that she can survive, which is good news,
Cool.
you know.
Nice.
So I'm pumped for her, and she's going through chemo, and so I'm I know she's got the strength and the stoke to beat this fucker.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's good to hear, man. I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not because if dog's only like 4, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's young, dude.
She
How's
loves
your
to
mom?
chase butterflies.
Dog's
Yeah.
part
What's
of the
up?
fam.
How's your mom feeling?
She's good. She feels better. She's relieved. She still is sick. The dog is still sick, so
Yeah.
and she has to go through a lot of treatment. But it was the best outcome we could have hoped for given the situation.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and by chance, there's like the best. I'm not sure what the doctor, but she's the best. The vet who specializes in this is the best one is in Albuquerque.
Oh, really?
Wow.
By chance, yeah. So she's in good hands.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's what's up.
I'm happy to hear that, man. Strider,
Thank
who is
you.
your legend of the week?
Dude, my legend of the week has got to be our bro. And I think we've done this before. We all have maybe at some point, but Joe Pelazon, dude. The
Dude.
guy's been cooking up steaks, and he made his mom's salsa, dude, that was passed down from his grandma, dude.
Come on.
And dude, he made steaks. He made New York strip steaks. Then he saw that I was getting a little full, and he goes, "Bro, save that steak tomorrow. Breakfast burritos with steak in them, dude. Steak and egg breakfast burritos with that extra salsa I got. That's my mom's dank recipe." The guy is freaking Bobby Flay out there on the grill, dude, just doing it right, dude. Freaking Joseph Flay, dude. So giving it up for my dog and his grill capabilities. I respect a dude who can go beast mode on the grill, and Joe Pelazon can.
And what about him off the tee?
Oh, dude, the guy, dude, okay. Our
Was
buddy
he hitting
Ferraro,
350, 300, 350 off the tee?
he was bombing. Dude, I bought the
Bombing
same
him.
driver that he has, and I do not hit it nearly as far as he does. The guy has got power.
He's got power. Yeah, he
This
really.
is for Ferraro hit that?
No,
this is
Joe.
Joe. I mentioned
Oh, Joe
Ferraro
did?
Yeah,
because you-
Ferraro's big, but like he hits hard too. But Joe off the tee is just a monster.
And look, I don't want to rip on Ferraro, but what type of driver is that kid using?
Yeah, he's using a 3-wood,
going on?
and he's teeing it real low. Yeah, but Joe made the point. He has too much power for a driver. The ball, if you hit it 500 yards, the direction of it can go into a different. He's off the course.
I mean, look, at the time, I do remember being like, hell yeah, that's got to be it. But, dude, John Daly, Tiger Woods, come on. These guys got power.
Yeah,
There's other power drivers
Ferraro,
out
step
there.
up to the driver. What are we doing? with the
Get a driver, dude. What are you doing?
All right, Aaron, Who's your legend of the week?
So it's been no secret that I'm digging the new Perry Mason on HBO.
Oh yeah.
Last time I was on, I gave a big shout out to Matthew Reese. This week, my legend of the week, and I think Matthew Reese was only my babe, but legend is the actor Shea Wiggum.
Oh,
Dude
Nice.
is amazing. He's in Perry
yes.
Mason. He was Steve Buscemi's brother on Boardwalk Empire forever. He's just always awesome. He always has like the best line in every movie he's in. One of his first movies is an amazing movie we've talked about before on this podcast, Tigerland.
Great movie.
R.I.P. Joel
Super
Schumacher. But yeah, and he's in Narcos, Vice Principals.
Bad Lieutenant. He's so funny in that movie. And then shit.
He's in Joker. He's one of the cops in Joker.
Yeah, would he be considered a character actor? I mean,
Yeah.
All the Real Girls.
Yeah, he's in the TV show Fargo, season 3.
Oh, Silver Linings Playbook. That's the one I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
As his older brother, things are going so bad for you. Things are going so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just amazing. Like, he's always kind of grizzled and gruff. And, I mean, if he played that character his whole life, it'd still be awesome.
He's
Yeah.
amazing.
Hell yeah.
Great. That guy needed spotlight. That's perfect.
Yeah. True Detective season 1. Come on.
Wait, which guy's in season 1? I can't picture his character.
I think he's one of the rednecks or something. Like,
Okay, he's one of those guys.
Was he a dicey cop? Maybe.
Beast.
maybe. I don't really remember, but yeah.
The interrogator? Is he one of the interrogators? No, maybe not.
No.
Is he someone that Woody Harrelson sleeps with?
Recap. He's in Fast and Furious, guys. He's in Fast and Furious.
What?
And Fast and Furious 6.
I
Is he an
remember
FBI
him.
agent?
I remember. Yeah. He's one of the cops. I think he's kind of a douche, right?
Yeah.
He always kind of is, but he's so great at it. Like, you can't help but love him.
He's a beast.
Yeah. Shea Wiggum, what's up?
That's awesome.
Great
Dude,
name, too.
Oh, great name. My legend of the week is Bill Russell, NBA legend, NBA, I don't know, like hero, basically. Like just someone who, when you read about his life, it inspires you to be better because you're just like, this dude came against so much adversity and just handled everything like a perfect legend. Like, I mean, so Wilt Chamberlain is always the first basketball player you learn about after Jordan because, he scored 100 points in a game. But then when you actually learn about that era, and Wilt Chamberlain was incredible, maybe the greatest athlete in NBA history, but Bill Russell beat him every time they basically played in the finals. Bill Russell was like the guy who did all the intangibles thing and did all the things that your coach will tell you is what leads to winning. And it did. He's got 11 titles. I think he has the most titles of anyone from any major sport. And he won the last couple as a player coach. Like, he had so much respect from his teammates that they made him the fucking coach of the team. And we're like, hey, we'll just listen to you. And I think he had a famous moment where the players weren't getting enough money and they weren't getting enough respect from the owners. So at the All-Star game, he basically organized it for them to not go out on the court. And the owners panicked and capitulated to a bunch of their demands. I mean, he helped a ton with race relations, playing in Boston, which was a tough town for that. And just, helped with civil rights. And then I saw a clip of him the other day where Charles Barkley's like kind of kissing his ass at like an awards ceremony. And he mentions Bill Russell, and they cut to Bill Russell, and Bill Russell, instead of playing into all the kindness, just gives Charles Barkley the finger. And then when he comes up to accept his award, he goes, if I would have played against any of you, and it's like Shaq, it's like Shaq, Barkley, Kareem, all these legends, he goes, I would have kicked all of your asses.
That's the best.
Just like a pure competitor and just a pure winner. So yeah, I think anytime, if you got some free time, just look into Bill Russell and you'll be pumped. He's a true legend. All right, Chad, what's your quote of the week?
My quote of the week comes from Will Rogers. Shout out the beach, Aaron.
Nice.
I was looking at the quote and I just heard nice just coming through the head.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. I was just like in my own world. Like, that's nice.
Yeah. If there are no dogs in heaven, then when I die, I want to go where they went. Which just like I just love dogs. So I love dogs so much. Like, if I just could hang out with a dog all day, I would do it every day. They just make me so happy. I love them. I've been hanging out with my girlfriend's dog a lot. Rosie, shout out. And yeah, I just snuggle that dog all day. She probably gets annoyed because she's like, dude, can you get off me? I'm like, nah, dude. Nah. And then my mom's dog. I want to get a dog soon, but I'm just waiting till it's the right time.
Do it, dude.
So-
Strider's about to get a dog too.
My
Yeah,
Jifnak,
dude.
we're talking about it. We're
You got-
talking about it. I'm
Yeah.
caving.
You what? You're caving?
Here's the
Oh,
thing.
she wants it, and
She
you're
wants it
kind of on
bad.
the fence.
And I love dogs, but I love other people's dogs. Look, 20 minutes, I'm hanging out. It's the best. I got no responsibility, but then also I don't get that long-term bond like Aaron has with his dank dog and, our parents have. So I'm more open to it.
It's essential you though. You're always reluctant because you're afraid of but then you'll be the biggest dog person once it goes down.
Yeah, I think
You're gonna
that's
love
what
your dog
happens.
more than
Yeah,
anyone. Yeah.
yeah,
Fucking love that thing, dude.
yeah.
I want it to be little though, dude.
You want a little one?
I love little dogs.
Really?
I love tiny little like Havanese. I love Bijans. I love Coton de Couture, whatever the hell type of dog my mom has. I love little mutts. I want to be able to stroke them and make business deals.
How would you
You could be like Gene Hackman in Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta rewatch Crimson Tide. That's Denzel's the one in that. He is the second in command, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the executive officer, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
Dude, Gene Hackman and Denzel going toe to toe
Yeah.
on a submarine.
Done.
Trying to figure out whether or not to launch nukes at Russia.
It's a perfect movie.
Well,
It's
let's
a
go.
perfect, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it a
He's
long time ago, but I gotta rewatch it.
Gene Hackman, God help you if you're wrong.
God help all of us. Nuclear Holocaust. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shit.
There's gonna be a nuclear holocaust, and you, if you let this happen, there's gonna be a nuclear holocaust. Everything we love is gonna be gone. Now I need you to not give him those launch codes. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
So
Got it,
good.
Sarge. Aye, aye.
So good.
Strider, what is your quote of the week?
My quote of the week, and I'm messing it up a little bit, but I was thinking of it when Aaron was talking about his hot feet in the sand, and there was a dank quote that's like, if you must, in life, you're going to walk across rocks or hot sand, if you will, or life is walking across a beach with hot sand on it, and the trick is only letting the soles of your feet get harder, not what's inside.
Oh. I like that.
Nice.
Aaron, what's your quote of the week?
God damn it. I always have such a hard time with quotes, guys. I'm trying to.
We'll circle back.
Yeah.
What about something from Jimmy Eat World, dude? What about a dank lyric?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Strider. Way to
Oh,
Strider in a
sick,
fucking
dude.
saloon.
Something
Yeah. I mean,
There's probably just too many to choose from for Aaron because he loves them all.
yeah. I'm also just terrible. Why not? I'll just quote the middle. Of course, the middle. It just takes some time. Little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be all right. Everything will be all right.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
anytime a singer says
that hit
little
me.
girl, I think they're talking to me. I am that little girl. All right, mine is from Marcus Aurelius. What up, Chad?
Oh, dude. Whoa.
Short then is the time which every man lives, and small the nook of the earth where he lives. And short too the longest posthumous fame, and even this only continued by a succession of poor human beings who will die very soon, and who know not even themselves, much less him who died long ago. Dude, I think that is just a base description of reality, and you can put more fun and exciting philosophy on top of that. But I think at the bottom of your Maslow hierarchy of philosophy, you need to understand that truth before you can push on into the other ones. Short is our time, little of importance, and doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to change those irrefutable facts. But that's okay, because after we accept that, then we can really get started on what we care about. Let's go.
Yeah.
Um,
Everyone dies and ends up in the same place.
Yep. Dust to dust, baby.
You knew Marcus Aurelius. I never said anyone. I said I touched him on the shoulder once.
So that's who he is in that?
That's supposed
Yeah.
to be Marcus Aurelius. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
cool.
that's
Dude,
because
what a
he
smart
canceled
move in the
gladiatorial
movie.
games.
Yeah.
He's
And
stoic.
and his son Commodus was a schmoll. Historically,
Oh,
he was a huge schmoll. I think he became emperor, but then I forget the history exactly, but he totally fucked it up. I mean,
If-
he was just he was the opposite of stoicism. He was just a straight up knob.
if you
Yeah.
could make one movie that's like historical fiction fact, other than like Inglorious Bastards for the obvious reasons, which one would you want to be true the most?
Ooh, so a movie that makes something up, but I want it to be true.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Nice.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, that's a great one, dude. Reverse the
Yeah.
Sharon Tate murder. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Freaking God, there's so many good.
I'm trying to think which
Historical
one is.
names.
Dude, you know what? Braveheart. Like when you hear the real story, like
Yeah,
it was more Robert the Bruce than William Wallace, I guess. But like, if that could be true, I'd be pumped. Although, except for the prima nocta, I'm glad that was kind of made up. That would
true.
have just been a big buzzkill.
Maybe
My mountain goat fears.
You saw that goat, right? You scared of it? I've been thinking about that all day, partner.
Yeah.
What the?
Dude, the goat was literally, it was mad dogging me.
Dude,
Dude,
the
I
goat,
would-
the goat was trying to get in your dome, and guess what? He won.
Oh, dude, he's got free real estate in my head, dude. This guy's living rent free, nice house, playing by the pool every day with every girl I've ever loved. This piece of shit motherfucker, dude. I asked the girl, I asked her, I was like, I'll probably cut this, but we were in the pool hanging out. I go, when we make love, do you think about the goat? And she said, don't ask me questions that I can't answer.
That's hilarious. She sounds cool. That sounds cool. Fuck,
It was a
dude, that's
very,
great.
it was a very good answer.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I might pick A Kid in King Arthur's Court. It's a fun movie. He goes back, he makes hamburgers, he freaking gets to travel through time. He meets a princess. It's cool stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And you know who else is in that movie? Daniel Craig.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Daniel Craig, dude. He's like a hot knight. Makes sense.
Yeah, that checks out. Where are we at on our
We're-
string of things?
I think we're on Get
Phrase
After
of
It
the week?
phrases.
Yeah, get after it.
Chad, what's your phrase of the week for getting after it?
Let's stick that sweet potato in the oven and put on the butter.
Nice.
Mm.
Strider?
I've been rewatching, and I told you this the other day. I was rewatching Fury Road, which is an amazing movie. Still, it's so freaking good. I hadn't watched it in a long time. Amazing. I might even watch it again. But my phrase for getting after it, and it's perfect. Witness me! And then you just do something sick, dude. Like, pull your own pants down at a party, pee in a dishwasher or something like that. But it's not exactly chill to do. Maybe just off a balcony. But just saying witness me and then like doing a strikeout would be very sick. If I could do a strikeout.
For
Dude,
sure.
I love that.
Aaron, what's your phrase of the week for getting after it?
For our guest, we're all ninja warriors.
Nice.
Dude, mine is from a Pat McNamara, who's like a fitness expert who was on Joe Rogan years ago. And
I love this guy.
dude, he's such a beast. And he was just talking about what fires him up. And he goes, look, we don't overtrain. It's called fitness, not brokenness. And then he goes, but it's also about hitting transverse longitudinal platitudes when you're working out. Some words like that. He goes, because motion is lotion. And I like that. Motion is lotion.
That's
Dude,
nice. That's nice.
His Instagram is hilarious because he just finds new ways of working out like every day. Where he's like, he's gonna hit a tire with a sledgehammer, and then he's just like, he's like shooting a Glock while one-legged on like a bouncy ball.
Yeah,
While doing like shoulder press, just like shooting a gun.
totally. Yeah.
Wherever he's at. I had to go to the bank today. If you do a wall sit while filling out a cashier's check form, you will be working your quads, but also being at the bank and getting done what you need to get done.
Yeah.
Like,
He puts up videos where he's like secrets to your own self-protection when you're not, when you need to rely on yourself. Always put a tripwire near your door. I don't know what his advice is, but he's like, always have your gun ready to go in your holster.
That's
You're
hilarious.
just like-
That's a good character for JT to do. JT, because he knows about fitness and he's got
Yeah.
paranoia like about mountain goats. He's like, when you were having a nice time in the desert with a lady and you see a mountain goat, here's what you do. You pick up your kettlebell that you have on me, preferably 42 pounds. You swing it at the goat's head.
Yeah.
If you think someone's going to break into your room at night, move your dresser 5 or 6 times in front of your door.
Yeah.
I do that. I barricade my door. Dude, his 4 principles for working out were so good. He said 1, health. Live longer, live better. 2, in case you have to save your own life for sometimes. You get into a car accident, you're in a flooded building, you know, something where you got to go. 3, save somebody else's life. And 4, just when you got to kick somebody's ass. Let's go, dude. Let's go.
That's
I'm
amazing.
so dumb, dude. I heard that. I was like, this guy's one of the smartest people I've ever heard.
Did you have to look that up? You're like, hold on, is that Marcus Aurelius? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah,
man?
I was like, yo, we got a genius in our midst. This guy's a fucking beast.
And he crushes brews like every night. Do you
yeah,
hear
he
that
drinks,
in the road?
right?
He's like, yeah, every night my wife and I, we try to act like it's Saturday night, you know, so we go out, we have 5 or 6 beers, and then I just work it off the next day. He's like, what do you drink? He's like, I don't drink Coors, but like barley pops. You know, I'm into craft beer. Like,
I love this guy, dude.
Dude,
Yeah,
he's cool,
he's
man.
the man.
He throws good kicks, too. He does it all. Yeah.
yeah.
He's a cool dude.
He was a Navy SEAL, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
Chill.
badass dude.
Frogman.
All right, dudes. This was so fun, man.
Yeah.
He's great.
Good to see you, dudes.
You too.
Virtually. Matt Iseman, legend.
Great
Beast.
guy.
Fun. See you guys.
If you need advice,